Hello.
Hi.
We're making bad jokes over here.
Hi. Well, I didn't make the bad joke.
You were reciting bad jokes.
Yeah, I was reciting bad jokes that were from like my childhood.
I have a cool new thing.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Yes, it's new.
I think it's pretty cool.
Is it cool?
I think so.
I'm still not sold on these models.
That's okay. You're allowed to be wrong.
Gladiator, Lion Creative, what's going on? Paint Liquor. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Your Gladiator says, "I'm life is a bad joke." Did you mean your life is a bad joke? we don't, your life, no, we don't want to believe that. Paint Liquor's siding with you. Don't side with him.
Sides with me.
Don't side with him.
Zoe and Sean's dad. Thanks for following.
Hello. Thank you for the following.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Hey, somebody likes us.
Welcome back. Welcome back. If we can't side with him, can we front or back with him? Siobhan, I need you to realize this is a family show. And so the answer is no. No, you may not.
And that's just not our business.
We're not in the business of that business.
No, you may not. The answer is always a definitive maybe.
I feel like there's a lot of answers that are a definite no.
Definitively maybe. Zoe and Sean's dad, absolutely love you guys and your products are amazing, and amazing is not even close to expressing how good your products are.
What?
Why? Thank you so much.
Can we? So, you want to just come hang out with us all the time?
Yeah, can you just be like our hype man?
I feel like we need this kind of cheerleader like around all the time. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Zoe and Sean sound like they probably get a lot of positive reinforcement, which is amazing and wonderful.
Yeah. I already love you.
Yeah.
You got me convinced.
Lucky kid.
Thank you for the kind words. And thank you for stopping by the show. Glad you like our stuff. We try to do good things.
We have exceptionally cool things on the way, and I'm excited for people to eventually find out about it.
I might show him something. I told him I would show him when it got here, and I liked it, so.
Oh, that's you posted that picture in Discord, yeah? The baby with the little monument paint box. That was very cute. That was Line Creative.
Her monument paper makes a great toy, apparently.
I've heard that about kids.
With
that
the plastic
they're
tray?
more interested in the box that the stuff comes in than kind of like cats.
Oh yeah.
People don't like it when I compare animals to children.
I mean,
kids are like cats.
Seems like a fair.
They're very similar.
Yeah.
They're very similar.
This is why we don't have friends.
My friend who has a toddler tells me things that her kid does. I'm like, my dog does that.
Yep, my dog does that.
The
And they go, that's not the same. I'm like, no, it's pretty much the same. I mean, it's pretty much exactly the same.
This is coming from two people who do not have children. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, we know. You probably treat your dog better than some people treat their children. Siobhan.
That's cool.
Paint Liquor says that one day you'll see the orange red. It's red orange, and yes, it'll be an expansion set 5. Zoe and Sean's dad been doing your allowance saving. That's awesome.
Oh, that's smart and responsible.
She enjoys normal household items and doesn't care for toys.
Yep.
I'll give her a spatula and a bucket, and she'll have a great day. I love it. I love it. Yeah, as a kid, I was very inquisitive, and so I would just like play with like a clock.
You'd play with a clock?
Yeah, because I tried to figure out what made the clock work.
Okay.
So I usually take it apart and piss an adult off, but more so if I couldn't put it back together right. I did, however, fix things like my grandmother's vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
I've heard the story.
I did not fix her clock.
No.
Well, that's a bummer.
Her clock I took apart, and it was one of those old ones that had the motor and the little tabs with the numbers would flap over.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't. When you open it up and you took apart one of the things, all the
break it.
numbers fell off,
Uh-huh.
and I got bored with it. So it's not that I broke it. I just didn't have the patience to put it all back together at that whatever age I was.
I mean,
The vacuum cleaner I actually fixed though. It was an old Electrolux.
Hoover.
No, it was an Electrolux, and it was like a big tube with 4 wheels that rolled on the ground, and you pulled it behind you.
Oh yeah.
Old one.
Yeah.
Big heavy duty one.
Yeah. The kind that you could actually repair.
Yeah.
Like you probably can't repair the vacuum cleaners they make now. They're meant to be thrown away.
It's tougher. I didn't break it. I just merely failed to put it back together again. It wasn't broken when I took it apart. The vacuum cleaner was broken when I took it apart.
Well, at least there's
that one I actually legitimately fixed, which is what led her to say it was okay for me to play with things because I would
like maybe he'll make it better.
Chances are I'll make it better. That abruptly stopped with the clock thing.
Yeah, she's like, you are no longer allowed to take things apart.
Well, she had 2. That's why I didn't feel bad about not putting the other one back together. I was like, I'll get to it eventually.
Did you get to it?
Don't remember that.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Don't remember. I'm going to plead the 5th on that one because I might have, but I don't remember. It did not become a consequential memory for me. I only remember the part where I didn't put it
This is judgment.
You weren't cheating. You were playing by your own rules. That's different. Totally different. Rancid Vomit, what's going on?
Hello.
Welcome back. Hello. How are you? I have snacks. I brought Jordan and Jen's favorite snacks today.
I have water bottle.
I brought my raspberry lemonade layered fruit bar. I brought also pineapple passion fruit layered fruit bar. And we're going to step out and try something wild with strawberry banana layered fruit bar. I'm starting with a strawberry banana because I hate fake banana flavor.
You gotta test it. You gotta get that one out of the way.
I
Figure it out right
out
now.
I hope it's got nothing but banana flavor.
It's all. It says pure banana puree.
It says
They, like,
naturally.
blended
It says
up a
naturally
banana.
flavored, so it should have real bananas in it.
Yeah. It's more strawberry.
I think strawberry's probably a stronger
It's
flavor.
like a hint of banana. But it's not that awful rancid Laffy Taffy banana flavor. It's all chemically. You guys should get some cooked food in there.
I believe that is cooked.
I mean, it's fruit.
I
What's wrong with fruit?
had Doritos. I think those are probably cooked.
Pure
They've been
banana puree.
fried somewhere. And I had a cinnamon crumb Hostess treat, which I'm sure was cooked. That's baked goods, so that was a cooked at some
Baked.
point. And a half of a pumpkin Twinkie before I decided I don't like pumpkin Twinkies.
Paint liquor, it is kind of like gooey jerky. And the strawberry banana is the best by far so far.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Like, I almost don't want to eat the other ones now.
No.
I wanna
don't
go
eat
trade
the
them
other
in
ones. I mean,
for
you
more
could.
strawberry banana ones.
You could.
That's good. It does have an aftertaste of real banana,
Huh.
which is fine.
That's cool.
It's not chemical. Don't finish it yet, though. Make sure to save a piece of each to make the ultimate layered bar.
Oh, like a whole fruit salad. Keep a bite of each one and toss them all in and see what it...
Punisher, you type too
Comes out.
slow. It's gone. It's gone. I mean, the part you may be missing is that they're like finger length. there's not a lot to them.
They're probably meant for toddlers.
They are 60 calories. Yeah, they're probably made for like 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
I love how it's distributed by insurgent brands.
Oh.
So these are like
Terrorist.
yeah, terrorist.
They're terrorist fruit bars.
They're terrorist fruit bars. I'm supporting terrorists by eating these fruit bars.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
And I'm kind of okay with it. Get away with something tasty.
Well, there you go.
Dude, they have like embraced this whole thing. Like I'm confused now. It's like pure organic, distributed by insurgent brands. Getting away with something tasty.
Right? We need to not be promoting these products unless they want to sponsor the stream.
We need to now be like with Acryl, we need to name it "Steal This Paint."
Yeah. Oh.
I don't think we want to encourage people to try and do that.
Steal this paint. Our retailers will hate us. You need more bacon so you can store it in your cheeks for the upcoming winter? Siobhan, that's not how humans work.
Yep. It's not even how chipmunks work.
Fruit pies, like the
You're right.
they were Hostess, right? Hostess fruit pies, like the cherry pie with the layer of sugar on the crust that was supposed to be a glaze.
Oh, this one's rough. You want to try this?
Sure. Solidarity.
I'll take it off the end. I haven't.
No, you're good.
That one's rough.
Healthiest mini stream 2023. That is true.
It just hit me with a blast
Oh.
of. It hit me with like. It has a very pungent first hit.
Well, it takes a second.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
Pineapple passion fruit.
Ugh, that sounded the worst.
It's
To
the
me.
pineapple.
It's the pineapple.
Yeah, there's something about the
It's
pineapple.
legit pineapple though, but holy, did it hit you or what?
It's like, it starts out and you're like, this is kind of fine.
And then it's like
And then
freight
it's like-
truck.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Okay.
okay. No.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bit of a struggle, but we got there. El Nevano Reno, nice to see you painting again.
Kyra
Stop
Asylum.
with that.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
A wizard only paints when he wants. That's my new excuse
The
for
ones
everything.
with the green slime filling because
I
it's
get
branded by
wherever I'm
Ninja
going whenever I
Turtles.
want.
Yes.
I finish whenever I want, and I do
Yep.
whatever I want. I'm kind of like a 3-year-old.
Except, have you wanted to paint instead of doing the things that you've been doing?
I hate to admit that I would have much rather been in here with you fools painting than most of the things I've been doing lately. Although, yesterday's training session was really phenomenal. So I really, really am glad that I went and did that. It was great. Healthiest mini stream 2023. Eating real fruit
Well, it is real fruit.
in
yeah.
a stick.
It isn't a steak.
Washed down with Gatorade and water and some almonds. I like almonds.
Almonds
Your
are
lunch
good.
is healthier than.
Huh?
Your lunch is definitely healthier than mine was.
Same.
There's no
Well,
hostess up here.
mine wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I had a Jimmy John's sandwich for lunch. Pretty reasonable. My breakfasts are really, really awesome, though. I'm not sure how.
Is that proteins for painters?
Siobhan. Siobhan said, fun fact, in Japan, the term wizard is euphemism for men who couldn't get a girlfriend before they turned 40.
That's a lie.
I want it to be true.
El Nevano Reno, it has exactly 0 grams of protein.
No protein?
It has no fat, no saturated fat, no trans fat, no cholesterol, it has 5 milligrams of sodium,
Okay.
15 grams of carbs, gram of fiber, some sugar, no protein. I love how it's no vitamin D, no calcium, no iron, 2% potassium.
Sounds like a not so great treat. Not really giving you much there.
I don't know.
That's a lot of zeros.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of nothing, is what it is.
For something that makes you feel like it's healthy. I don't know that we'll do the Naked and Afraid mini painting.
I think they were lying.
Just
They're
because-
lying to me.
We like to be able to stream. We don't want Twitch to get real mad at us. So we'll stay clothed. At least the part that you can see.
Yeah.
We'll leave the
remember,
rest up to your
I don't wear
imagination.
pants.
Jordan has been very open about the fact that he doesn't wear pants.
Yep. It's
It's very uncomfortable for me
You know.
to be this close to a pantsless
We're
man.
working on the way that message is conveyed because
It's not entirely
it's
accurate.
not completely accurate.
He doesn't wear long pants.
Doesn't wear long pants.
He wears short pants.
I wear shorts.
He actually wears jorts.
Jorts.
He's
I
a
don't
Can-
think he does wear jorts.
He's
But
No.
channeling his inner Canadian. He wears these
cut off jorts.
Daisy Duke.
Acid wash.
I
Cut
most
off.
He's got
Definitely
acid
do
wash,
not.
ripped up Daisy Dukes. They're like we keep trying to tell him that he could go with a little bit longer shorts or jorts.
Did I just forget the last minute happened? Why? Because of our conversation?
Kyra, where's the Asmodan Mini from? No idea. It's a 3D printed model that one of our viewers sent me to paint because he entered it into our July painting contest, and I really was stoked on it. It was one of those models that when I looked at it, I was like, I would like to paint that.
So, Kyra, if you're in our Discord, you can probably go into. Do you remember what month that was?
July, I think.
You could probably go back to the July Discord painting challenge, find that model, and send the person a message.
Yes.
About where they got
He
it.
just printed me one out. I didn't ever ask where it was from. He said from Bite the Bullet on My Mini Factory.
Oh, well, there you go. Look at
There you go.
Punisher.
If you go on My Mini Factory and you type Asmodan, you probably
That's
find
true.
it anyway. You should at least dress in pajamas like I do. You're an upstanding citizen, though, Siobhan, and none of us could possibly live up to that weight
What do
of
you mean?
responsibility.
I'm an upstanding citizen.
Hmm?
I'm an upstanding citizen.
No, not like Siobhan, you're not. You have to meet the man in person before you say anything else.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that is true.
He's a piece of work, that guy.
Siobhan or me?
Yes.
You should have known that was coming. That's what we do around here.
And the crowd goes wild. That was very methodical and slow. He was like, washed his brush, put his brush down, exited stage left. So guys,
So.
you can go to One Painter Maine, and I'll show him some fun stuff today.
Aw.
She said, "Aw."
Wow, my soul is a little crushed right now.
Only because I had just switched it. I had to switch it back.
She,
A lot of effort.
she expended a lot of calories hitting
a
that
lot.
button over there, Jordan.
I definitely burned off that half of disgusting pumpkin spice Twinkie by changing.
Pumpkin spice Twinkie.
It's okay. At least you
Just
didn't
talked
have to
about this
burn
like
off
2 minutes ago.
That makes
a
me
bite
wanna-
of
Blech.
disgusting
It's horrible.
fruit.
I did not have.
Jerky.
Yes, I will stay away from the fruit jerky because I don't like that.
Just don't do the pineapple one. The banana strawberry one's really good.
I don't like fruit roll-ups. I never have. Just even looking at them, it's just not right. That's not what fruit looks like. It's not the right
It
texture
is if you
for
step
fruit.
on it enough.
It's not the right texture for fruit, and I don't want to eat fruit that someone has stepped on.
I used to have to pick up pears that had fallen off the tree and gone past ripe.
Yeah.
And fruit does definitely look like what's coming out of this package eventually.
Right. Would you have eaten those pears?
No, but I'll
There
eat
you
this.
go. You don't. There's no but in there. It's
So-
just you stop at no.
You just stop it. No, there's no more talking. There's no more explanations. All right, I'm painting now.
Fruit jerky.
Just
puts
because El
lead in your
Navarino thinks I
pencil?
don't paint.
Is that a euphemism?
You paint, Jason? What?
Fruit jerky puts lead in your pencil. And I said, is that a euphemism?
It's letting something.
I think it's a hymphamism, not a euphemism.
Ew, I'm not even going to say that out loud, Paint Liquor. I'm going to let everyone read that on their own, inside their own heads.
I'm gonna push this what I want to be gold armor. I'm gonna push it with bright yellow green. Believe it or not, I'm not gonna jump into yellow like I normally would. We're gonna go with bright yellow green. I'm gonna do all my initial edges and blends to my reflection spots. Step outside the norm for a little bit.
Nah. We'll just hang out right in Normal Town.
Siobhan said that if he ever meets Baby J in person, in real life, Baby J, you will know that he is truly the greatest person you've ever met or will meet.
Oh, wow.
So-
Okay.
Hide your bacon.
Hide your bacon.
Hide your bacon.
Hide your bacon.
Yeah. So just be prepared.
My soul is prepared.
Okay.
What is left of it is prepared.
You said you don't have one, so I'm not buying it.
Vexian? The X's always throw me off when people put them in like the beginning and the end because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to pronounce them. Anyway,
I don't think so.
any tips for painting red diseased flesh?
Explain red diseased flesh, because diseased flesh isn't normally red. So are you saying you want to paint like red demon flesh and have it look diseased by adding in diseased color?
Or,
Red
like,
looks like irritated
infected.
flesh.
Yeah, infected or irritated.
Yeah, infected or irritated more than diseased. But if you want to have like a red skinned, what would be a normally red skinned creature also look diseased, then adding in yellows and greens as you go through your highlights works really well. Colors like what I'm doing right now with bright yellow green as a way to add in to areas for like buboes and pustules and things like that. But red is definitely more of an irritated color.
Siobhan said, in my defense, the amount of bacon Miranda got for Valhalla was supposedly meant for like 50 people, but it was barely enough for just me, so she greatly underestimated it. I think she would learn.
I love how he says in his defense. In his defense, that they made enough bacon for all the people that were there,
And he ate all
except for him. And he ate all of it. And didn't even feel bad. He was like, oh, I don't feel bad.
They should have gotten up earlier.
That's what he said. He said they could have gotten up earlier.
Snooze, you lose.
I learned very quickly. So the next morning, I made sure I was there before he was.
Yeah.
I mean, I got my bacon that morning, but I also understood who we were dealing with past that point. I was like, if I want breakfast, beat Siobhan to the food. He brought some weird cocktail condiment thing that he had made. It was like sriracha and ketchup and mustard mixed together or something like that. And he put that all over the bacon. Don't die.
Jury's out.
Yeah, we didn't make all that bacon. That was someone else.
It is very warm in here.
I don't know if I turned the air on today.
I'll go look.
Yeah. Oh, Jen looks like she's doing it.
Because I'm definitely like,
You had one
Sweat.
job, Jason.
you're the only person who works over on this side.
I had one job. Probably set to like 82.
Yeah.
It is? Oh, I did my job. It's muggy.
Yeah, it's just more.
The rain.
When is that going to cool off, by the way?
When is what going to cool off?
The humid and rainy weather.
2 more months.
Yeah. November. Sometimes late October, but
Yeah, it'll go from being in the 90s to like low 70s. We won't see 80s. 80s are not.
the 80s
You get
don't
80s
exist
for
here.
like 3 days.
Hundreds to 70s.
Both ends.
Got it.
Goes both ways. From spring to summer. Summer to fall, winter. Broken Chef, hello. How is everyone?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Baby J's been hacking his guts up for like 3 weeks.
Been 2. 2 weeks.
No, because it was the whole time at Nova. That's 3 weeks ago. A whole week before Nova.
We're into the 3rd week.
Yes.
Yeah. Finally started feeling a little bit better though.
Good.
Which is good.
He didn't take care of himself.
Carter helped. I mean, I do what I can. Carter helped me out. Got me some stuff.
Plays video games till like 4 a.m. every morning.
Who at your apartment? Who is responsible for changing the AC filters?
Oh, I have no idea.
Is there one in your apartment?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's probably you.
Yeah,
Then?
you need to change those
okay.
constantly. Here.
Yeah.
Do you?
Those
In
should
the
be
summer,
changed in the summer
once every
month.
other month or once a month.
Oh.
Once a month. Yeah.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they run so much, and it's so dry and dusty here
Oh.
that it collects a lot of dust. So that could be.
Yeah, because I
wider.
definitely have like really bad dust allergies.
Yeah.
So
That's
Find
probably
your
it.
air filter, change it.
Yeah.
See if
I
that
tried
doesn't
to
help.
order some freaking allergy medicine, but Amazon was like, "Your delivery got lost. Would you like a refund?" And I was like,
Yes.
"Yes,"
I
but
would.
also I kind
No,
of
you
wanted
can
that.
just keep it, Amazon. This one's on me. Consider it a tip. Yeah. Well, so here's the thing
Okay.
about the AC filters. They can be expensive. Don't get the high tech fancy ones that say
No.
they filter better allergens and things like that.
No.
Get the cheapest one you can find,
Yep.
Okay.
and like just a super basic one.
Never
Those
buy
are
the
the
good
best.
ones.
Never buy the
It's a
fancy ones.
waste
It's
and
a
it's a
ripoff.
total.
They don't do
total
anything
scam.
different, and they're not that it matters because the apartment
Change 'em too
complex will
fast.
handle the maintenance, but it's worse for your air conditioner. So
To do the fancy ones.
the fancy ones.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
They restrict more airflow.
So it ends up trying to push more air through it.
Scam.
Yeah, I think I have one extra one right now
Okay.
that they left me with.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, I don't know. I'd have to go find one. I think I know where to fix it. But I didn't realize that you had to swap them that
Yeah.
frequently.
Yeah, that's something that just
Get into the habit of doing it once a month.
when the AC
In the
runs.
summer.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
summer. Once you turn your AC off, you can probably go like
I have never
3
replaced
months.
it since I got into the into
Okay.
the
Yeah.
house, so.
It will be pretty gross, I bet.
Yeah.
Oxy 230, hello. Welcome back.
Yeah, at this point it just like I'm just like it's got to be just allergies just going absolutely crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean the climate is totally different than what you're
Yeah.
accustomed to.
Well, and I've been traveling back and forth from different climates a lot, so I got a chance to settle for the first couple of months that I was here, and then I left, and then I came back, and that messed me up, and I don't think I had enough time to really like settle back into it by the time I left again. Not to mention the humidity was getting more here, as it was getting more towards the wet season.
The wet
So.
season.
I think the answer is I just need to be taking allergy medicine all the time.
You what?
I think I just need to be taking allergy medicine all the time.
Oh, I don't
Which
know that
sucks.
that's the solution.
Well, I gotta have something because this whole allergy situation is not great.
El Nevada Renner, are you talking to Jordan? Because he does paint pretty quickly. Jason takes his time.
I paint fast.
El Nevada Renner said, I would love to paint as fast as you do. I'm still painting the Leviathan Captain.
Oh yeah, that's probably for me. Thank you. You just gotta do it a bunch. And you too will arrive in painting quick land.
Irrelevant.
Oh yeah, because Jordan every stream is painting a new model. He has been finishing these pretty quickly.
Yeah, this guy's done.
Yeah.
This guy's done. This
Yeah,
guy's
that's
pretty
been
much
just this
done.
week, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Once I settled on the scheme, it became a lot easier to start pumping them out.
Well, Rev, he did. He's the first one he did. But then, why did you redo it? Just because of the
It was
the
gonna
volume
take too
of them?
long.
Because there's too
Yeah.
many.
Yeah. There's a ton of trim. Doing non-metallic metal on like metal that has that much trim is kind of a nightmare, and takes a long time to get it to look right. And I'm kind of picky about what the non-metallic metal looks like, and I wasn't happy with it the first couple of times I tried it, so I was just like, I'm just gonna do metallics.
El Novenarino, I am not. Well, I mean, I have a couple things in progress right now, but I just don't have a lot of time to paint. So, I have the Road Girl academic bust from Journeyman Miniatures that I've been working on most recently, and then this week, Jason and I both were sent a couple models from Shoshi's Magnificent Minis, who has created her own line of miniatures, and so she sent us a new, I think her newest one. It's called Cat Daddy, and it's like a beefy dude. He's got a cat on his shoulder, and then there's another cat that I think he's holding on a leash or something. So it's pretty fun. Coxie, good question I have is, do you use a dry or a wet palette? Jason uses a dry palette. Jordan uses a wet palette. So you got one of each.
Do a little bit of everything.
Our paints do it all.
Yep.
Oh no, Siobhan was painting Psylocke from Crisis Protocol on Monday at his local game shop. A speck of dust landed on the face while the paint dried, so I thought I'd just pick it off with my fingernail. It tore the whole paint off with the primer, so now I have to reprime the whole thing and start over.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, finding the time is rough. Oh, Dave from Mini Wargaming is making models as well.
What's this?
Rev said that the dwarf models that Dave from Mini Wargaming is making, they look amazing. Jordan, following up from our conversations yesterday about TV shows
Yeah.
and how you don't really like to watch comedies.
Sure.
Have you ever watched any of the, like, and they're way older than you, but like
Okay.
like Friends or Seinfeld?
No.
Not any of those.
No.
What about like super old, like The Brady Bunch or Gilligan's Island?
Nope.
None of that either. Even as a kid.
Nope.
Huh.
No, I did not.
Did you
Call me heathen.
What? No. I mean, it's. Did you just didn't watch a lot of TV, or you? Like, what did you do after school when you were a kid?
Video games.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a computer relatively young, so. I had it prior to me moving to Washington, so
Okay.
when I was before, that would have been before 2004. So I would have been, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Um,
So that makes sense when you think about the fact that, like, when I was a kid, video games weren't as common. Like people had, I had a friend who had an Atari game system, but one. Like she was the only one I knew that had anything like that.
Oh, I'm dumb. Okay. Oops.
Siobhan wants to know if you have at least watched Knight Rider, The A-Team, or MacGyver.
Well, okay, hold on. Which A-Team are we talking about? The show?
Yeah, we're talking about TV shows.
No. My first introduction to the A-Team was with the movie that came out in the mid-2000s.
I am sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Mr. T is something to experience.
Face, the guy that played Starbuck in Battlestar Galactica. We've got a whole generation here that thinks Starbuck was a female.
Starbuck is a female.
No.
We talked about Battlestar Galactica. Were you watching when we were talking about TV stuff yesterday?
I don't think so, no.
That Jordan is a big fan of the
Battlestar Galactica.
the newest
movie?
the modern
The
Battlestar
2004?
Galactica.
Yeah.
It is my kind of show. In every regard.
Parktron said we did a Halloween dressed as the A-Team. Oh, that's fun. I got to be BA, but I think that's only because I was the only one willing to shave my head that way.
That's awesome.
BA
Baracus.
Baracus.
What's BA stand for?
Badass.
It is funny because literally all last night when I got home, you know what I was doing?
What?
Watching stand-up.
Oh, well, so that was going to be my next one.
Yeah.
Is you don't watch like the scripted shows, but how do you feel about stand-up comedy?
I enjoy stand-up.
Okay, because that's completely different, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Bad Attitude? I thought it was Badass.
Yeah.
It's bad attitude for the TV show.
Oh, okay.
Every time Mr. T would talk about it off of family television, it was always badass.
Badass. Black Wolf Silver Eyes, thank you for that follow.
But yeah, I definitely enjoy comedy quite a bit.
So what stand-up did you, like, who did you watch?
So I was watching, I've been watching a lot of clips from a guy named Akash Singh. And he was on a podcast that I was watching with it's an Indian comedian named Veer Das. And I watched his show on Netflix, which was very good.
Super Bleeder, no dumb questions. How moist do you usually keep your brush for base coating?
I typically will rinse my brush and then wipe it clean quickly on a paper towel. And that's about as damp as I usually run it.
Yeah, about right.
Clarktron said, I don't like flying, and my wife keeps threatening to Mr. T me. Sugi said they roofied BA every time they had to fly. I don't remember that part. That's funny.
Yep. They had to knock him out.
We watched a Netflix stand-up.
Which one?
Shane.
Don't ask me that guy's name. I don't remember.
Shane someone? It was new. It was a new special.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. I was looking up his stuff because he talked about how he's on a podcast. And so I was like, I got to find out what this podcast is. So I looked it up and I tried to listen to it and I couldn't make any sense of it. Like, it just didn't have a point to me. But I was looking at him and like other stuff he's done, and he was part of the Dave Chappelle tour. Jason,
cool.
That we saw. So we had he's like the white guy that was.
Yeah, you guys went to see Chappelle,
We saw Dave
right?
Chappelle with a
Chris Rock.
different comedian.
With Chris Rock, yeah.
It was Chappelle and Chris Rock, and then there were like 2 or 3 before.
Yeah, and you said that Chappelle wasn't very good. That's a bummer.
He was great.
He wrote it in.
He's Dave Chappelle. He's still good.
Was it all
Jason
like
thought
new
Chris
material?
Rock was better. Yeah, but the Chris Rock was basically the same as his special, but it was before. So like we saw him months before his Netflix special came out.
Got it.
But when we watched the Netflix special,
It was like, oh,
probably about 75% of it was what we had already seen.
Yeah, so he was probably working on the material for
Exactly.
the special
Yep.
at the which is what they usually do.
Yeah.
Like that's they do their tours and they try out new material and then they use it to make a special.
Oh, we're getting a Whittle Wade. Whittle
Wade?
Goblin, thank you for the raid.
Whittle Wade, holy cow! Hello,
That's
Whittle
as
Waders.
difficult for me to say as Arnold Palmer.
Arnold Palmer.
Whittle Wade.
Whittle Wade.
I can't say it.
You gotta say it with like a little bit of slang, right? Whittle Wade.
Whittle Wade.
Whittle Wade.
Whittle Wade.
Otherwise, you're saying Whittle Wade.
Exactly.
But yeah, I had a great time watching the stand up last night. It was great.
Fun.
and hello, Raiders.
And hello, Raiders.
Whittle, how the hell you doing? Good to see you. Arnold Palmer. Exactly.
Arnold.
Arnold.
I just call it a half and half. Makes me look less
I
stupid
mean, all
in
his
public.
friends called him Arnie, and Arnie Palmer is much easier to say than Arnold Palmer.
Half and half's easier than all of them.
Well, yeah, that's true. But not everybody gets that yet.
I've never really had problems with Arnold Palmer.
Show off.
Oh, so
Arnold
the BA never
Palmer.
said "I pity the fool." It was that was a Mr. T catchphrase. Okay.
Pity the fool. While I haven't seen it, I'm not a deaf to the.
Did
pop
they have
culture
a?
references,
Was
though.
there a BA character in the remake movie or in
Yeah, I
the
think
movie
so.
version?
Yeah,
There
it sounds
was.
familiar.
Yeah, I don't remember who played
It's
it.
been a while since I've seen
He
it.
didn't
so.
have a mohawk and a whole bunch of gold chains, though. You would remember,
Well, that would have been Mr. T, right?
right? But I'm just
Uh,
asking if they had that character in the movie,
Yeah.
but it didn't.
I mean,
he
it wasn't
didn't have
Mr.
the
T,
same. No, I know, but like,
but
I mean, you could give yourself a mohawk and put gold chains on. That doesn't make you Mr. T.
it
but
was a
it's-
character that fit the description
Okay.
that I was. Yeah. It wasn't Mr. T,
No.
but it was. It worked.
Okay.
Yeah. At least to my untrained
Right.
experience.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll have a nice walk with the dog.
Walking with the dog. Get your
Whittle.
dog.
Thank you.
Hey,
Is Whittle
somebody
outta here?
likes us.
It says lurking.
Walking the dog.
lurking.
Lurk time. All right. See you later.
Drake Czar, thank you for the follow. Malev
Malev.
says that green and red shadow
That
is
is-
looking fly.
What the heck is that ninja doing here? What's up, Malev? How you doing? Alright, what color am I going to paint the horse?
The horse. White.
White? Okay.
You want to be
Malev?
painting? Oh, you're working,
He's
writing,
working,
want to be
writing.
painting? What are you working, writing? Malev has got his second game coming out.
What a overachiever. Second game?
Yeah.
In so many months?
Yeah, it's coming out in like, I don't know, October or something like that.
That's really fast.
making these cool micro games.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like Demon Ship that are quick, fun, bite-sized entertainment type things that are rad. Neat way to look at miniature games. Where you're
I'm gonna
not having to sit down for 3 hours.
I need Jason to read that one.
Huh?
You gotta read that last one from Alev.
Pit Lord. Is that what it's called? Pit Lord.
Yeah, there you go. Like, that's what I was hoping for. That's the heavy metal voice.
801-721-999 is only one number short of me picking up my phone and crank calling somebody. Thank you. Yeah, I just used the dark flesh for the reddish undertone, and then dark yellow green over the top for all of the top colors, and then just a bunch of flesh tones over it. Bitman, what's going on?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, right. White horse has to be white.
I'm gonna make it like a cream.
He's like hi-ho silver.
It's not gonna be like gray white. It's gonna be like a.
Jen is like.
Look, how can people make this when we couldn't have an upside down heart?
They've changed a lot. They've changed a lot in the last few years.
I had to look and see if that was like a Twitch emote or if it was.
Have you seen Zambi's emotes?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I was looking at this one.
We had an upside down
butt.
heart that had a G string, like it was a heart, but I put like a G string on it.
I mean, that's
turned
hilarious.
the heart upside down, and they reported and erased our emote years ago.
But now we've
got animated
butts.
butts. Oh, how times have changed.
Oh,
Morning Tide, what's going on?
I think it's time for
troll butts.
Yeah, and then they got this one.
Yeah.
With those are Zambies.
Yeah. Which has changed a lot in the dozen years that we've been doing this.
All right. Time to bring back the upside down heart then.
I know.
And I want it to shake like that.
I want it to shake like that.
I want a twerking heart.
Okay.
For our emote.
Done. Done. We'll have Gabe do it. Gabe. Twerking heart.
I can make that happen.
G-string or
Don't
no?
we all? Exactly. Right? Who doesn't want to see a twerking upside down heart?
Morning
Was
Tide.
it the G-string that did it? It has to be naked. Naked's fine. G-string is too provocative.
That's funny because technically there's more coverage there than nothing.
Hey, Zambi's butt is wearing shorts like yours, Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan wears butt-hugging jorts. Don't let him lie to you.
God, can you imagine?
It's very awkward.
Oh my gosh.
It's very. Everybody in the office is just kind of like,
deals with it.
You're always eye contact with Jordan.
Yeah, you're just like,
hi, Jordan. How are you? Always eye contact. Always above. Straight ahead. Eyes forward.
I should just talk to everybody like this. Hi. Hi, everyone.
Zambi's emote is two shaking bubblegum ice cream cones. You all got filthy brains.
You're
But
a liar.
how do you explain yours?
You're a liar. Yeah, and what is yours? Troll butts, and I cannot lie. We have you in chat right now. Somebody
You
take a
just said
screenshot
it.
of that. He said it's troll butts. I think it's even in the emote name. The word butt. Jordan is wearing Zambi's shorts.
No.
What did you walk into? He's wearing shorts like Zambi's emote.
Like the
Yes.
emote that Zambi's has where it's like apparently two bubblegum ice cream cones that are shaking.
Bubblegum butts. It's
Veggies.
definitely butts.
Veggies, just cold peas. That's all.
Those
That's
are
all
not
it is.
ice cream cones.
Except when you hover on it, it says troll butt shake.
See? Outed himself.
I'm gonna laugh when one of us tries to open the door
And you
we
just
try and push it open.
I run into it.
That's definitely gonna happen to me, 100%. was like, where'd you go? He's doing a thing.
One painter main?
One painter main.
Yeah. Oh, you guys.
You're in for a treat.
It's time.
Well, they gotta. Do they want to see something cool?
They don't usually.
Do you have to
They
ask?
don't usually like to see.
They
cool
usually don't
things.
like to see cool stuff.
They don't usually like it. So maybe let's just go back and.
Should we not?
Yeah, let's just
Okay.
go back to that.
I don't know if they've been good enough to see something.
Well, that's definitely a no.
Jordan.
Yes.
Dukes of Hazzard?
No.
No.
Yeah, that reference is too old for Jordan.
Remember, I am 30.
Well, they
I
did
was
make
born in
a
93.
movie with Jessica Simpson.
I think Jordan was locked in a room until he was like 24.
I was. Well, sort of.
Not locked so much as by choice.
Well, Jen and I talked about this a little bit. I was much more of a TV show person than a movie person to start with.
But not comedy TV shows.
I don't like comedy TV shows. I don't like comedy movies.
No.
But I like movies that are funny, and I
But
like
stand-up
stand-up.
comedy is good. We've learned.
Yeah.
Malev knows Daisy. Do you know what Daisy Dukes are?
Malev's
You've
only
heard this,
18 years
right,
old.
Jordan?
He knows what
Huh?
Daisy Dukes
Daisy
are.
Dukes. You know what Daisy Dukes are?
Yeah.
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 Because that's a cultural reference more so than
yes.
just a Dukes of Hazzard reference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I should say, I have an idea. I
Okay.
don't know if it's exactly the... Like, I have shorts. The very short shorts. Yeah.
Yep. Because
Yeah.
Daisy Duke, the sister of Bo and Luke,
Yes.
on the show used to wear very, very, very short cut off
Yeah. Yeah,
denim
yeah,
shorts. Yeah.
That I was familiar with.
Yeah.
Some of those you're like, I think I know what this
Yeah.
is.
I'm pretty sure. Rev wants to know if that's your new pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah. T. Schmidt said Evo Mini.
This is called the Go Bag Neo.
Clarkatron said, is that a Royal Tart Toter?
I'm gonna move my microphone. It may show up like in the
Is
shot
this
here. I need it out
Go
of the
Bag
way.
Mark 42, the iron go bag?
It's small, right? Very small.
We got new bags?
It has the fancy new zipper pulls.
Evoette.
Or fancy new molded zipper pulls.
Fancy? Is that a paint bag for ants?
Is that a paint bag for ants?
No.
It's like a flea circus paint bag. Yeah, it holds one 48 paint tray. It has the storage underneath. This is the original prototype, so some things are off balance here, but you'll see it working. It has the lid that will have the same elastic bands that the wings in the current Go Bag do, so you can hold your wet palette or dry palette here, palette paper, cutting mat, all of that stuff that will then fold up into the front. It's got a rubberized front face to it, so very nice and solid. You can see it's not fabric in the front. It's embossed.
I really like that
What
part.
you LOL, but that's kind of the concept, yes.
And then and it can go underneath and sit flat. So if you don't want the tray out in front or the lid out in front, it folds underneath. So you can just use it as the presentation for the paint. Got a pouch in the back.
It's
Obviously has
real,
the MOLLE
Chad.
webbing on the side, so you can still connect all your accoutrement to it. It's got a zipper pouch in the back. Velcro for your patches.
Probably room to store a pair of Daisy Dukes in there somewhere, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Got the same. It comes with the same shoulder strap as the big Evo bag, so it has a shoulder strap as well, padded shoulder strap that comes with it. Nice shoulder strap. D-rings for carrying all that stuff. This is something else. This doesn't come with a bag. This is another thing. This is our bottle / accessory holder. So this, you just take the elastic. This is MOLLE webbed on there. And it take the elastic out of the way, and it opens up, and you can put whatever you want to in that.
It's the Daisy Dukes of Go Bags.
So it's hold your brush case if you want to put your brush case in it. On the side, whatever tools and stuff you want to carry along.
Webbing for extra mags and 2 claymores.
Yes. This side towards enemy.
Often paint minis when I'm airsofting. Helps with focus.
And just the elastic bands back on it. Keep that tight.
Yeah, Revicara, I think I know I got it.
Super, super easy and neat.
I will get a Zoolander reference.
Did you, though?
That movie. Well,
because one was made.
Where is it?
So.
Is it a bag for ants? What is that? A paint bag for ants?
No, that I didn't connect those two.
But is that all?
Is it?
Is that all?
It seems like there should be
No!
more.
Show them what you've got.
That was true game show host style.
Yeah, I know.
That was good.
I sent
But
it.
wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
So did you? I don't know. Do you want to see more?
Don't show it to them.
I don't know that we should.
They don't deserve to see it.
I think it's enough. They've been horrible.
This is like the coolest part of it.
They've been really bad lately.
Yeah, they have.
So I don't know. That might have been enough.
Law Dog says nah.
That might have been enough.
Show me what you got.
See more butts.
See more butts?
On the next episode of Dragon Ball. So then we have what is called the Go Bag Mini.
Paint Liquor said, I haven't mentioned eating paint once today. They're being pretty good.
Except for just now.
This is the Go Bag Mini. It is a nice...
Some of us have a meeting in 2 minutes. Please hurry up.
small footprint. And it has... Ta-da! 3 inches of pluck foam. A nice foam top that compresses the foam beneath it. They don't have to worry once you pluck the foam and put your minis in there. It has a nice surface that holds them tight, so you don't have to worry about going vertical or upside down or whatever. So just a really good miniature carrying case. So the Go Bag Mini, very, very simple case. Very sturdy. Got like the Go Bag, it's got a hard surface all around the sides. Harder, right? It's very stiff, veneer nylon. And then it is amazing because it has these awesome tabs that you take and you have it give the Go Bag Neo a little hug.
Oh, it's so cute.
Have it give it a hug. And the Neo has Velcro that comes around the side. And boom, now you've got your carry case, the whole deal.
Cuddle bags. Oh my gosh.
In a really small, neat package that allows you to do that.
Great,
And,
now I have to buy it.
Now I have to buy it.
and the nice thing with this is that because of the way the mini bag works with the hug flaps, right? You just move it around to the outside, and now you've got the face of your bag. You can unzip this, right? Get to all your paint. And this bag is still attached, and then you just simply unzip it. I've got both the zippers over on this side now. Right? Unzip that, you've got access to your minis and your paints all in one solution. So.
Yeah, I can see
Did you
where
tell
this
them about
could
the
potentially...
other use for the mini bag? The Evo Mini?
So the nice thing with the mini case...
Just wait.
is that you can also...
Do you want me to grab one?
Yeah, you have one?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that we'll be able... Yeah, grab one.
Yeah.
Because you can show it on the...
The main camera.
We can bring it to the chair. The chair.
I'll be able to see it here.
It could be a little confusing, the Go Bag Mini, because it does look a little bit like a lunchbox.
It does look... You can put your lunch in it.
So, but we don't want people to think that they should put paint in there for eating.
No. Because you don't eat paint.
Correct.
Why would you even mention that?
I'm giving the feedback from the people.
Revicar's like, great, now I have to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Go Bag Mini holds miniatures. The Go Bag Neo is just the new update of the original Go Bag. It's a small footprint, half size. And then the Evo, which is the evolution of it all, which is the big one that we already have, the full workstation. And they all work together. So you can get the big bag and a small bag to carry more paints. And then if Jordan
wait
doesn't
till
die
you
getting in here-
see. Wait till if you thought it was cute when the Mini hugged the Neo. Wait till you see how it attaches
Oh, of course he
to
brings me one loaded with paint.
the go bag. So maybe Jordan holds the
Oh, you
bag.
were just going to show that.
This is the cutest thing ever.
So on the back, right, it clings to the back where the patch Velcro is, so you can put the Mini on the back of your main go bag.
It's getting like a piggyback ride.
It's like a piggyback ride.
The cutest thing ever.
But if you didn't think that was enough, yeah, I know, we're overwhelming you today. Check this out. You can take a paint tray out, or 2 paint trays out of your go bag. Take the wings and simply Velcro. They Velcro to themselves here, so it turns all nice and neat. And look where it goes. The Go Bag Mini goes right inside the bag, like so. Right, and then you can zip the whole thing up, even with his palette and everything in here.
Law Dog has a question that we also talked about this morning. Is the tray the same size for the Mini? Can I use the paint tray and stick it in the Mini, and that way I can store all the paints?
No. You can get a paint tray in the Mini bag. It's scrunched a little bit because the case, the Mini case itself, is the same dimension as the outside of the paint foam tray. You can scrunch them in there, but that's not its intention. Is that the question?
Yes. Like what we were looking at today is could you put it in there? Yeah.
Yeah. We would not recommend putting paints in the Mini and then putting it on the back of the Go Bag Evo, because you're probably already at weight limit on the Go Bag Evo with the 2 trays and everything else you toss in the back, like lamps and all that kind of stuff.
Revicar, it is a patch, and yeah, they're available monumenthobbies.com. We got the unicorn, the bomb snail, hobby nerd, maybe an M. I don't remember what other patches we have.
Hunter says, you nerds put some thought in this, didn't you?
Nah.
Yep.
You could have charged the bag price for just the patch. But Law Dog, yeah, like on the Go Bag Neo, the smaller actual paint bag, you could put paints into the Mini case and then backpack it onto that and carry paints. Not as
It's not as heavy.
well, and it's not really as convenient as doing it with the main Go Bag Evo, because the paints in the Mini will be vertical instead of slanted, where they're easy to get to.
They're straight up and down instead.
Yeah, being straight up and down makes that a little bit harder. We tested that and thought about it, but the Mini case didn't make sense to put a slanted front on it, so it will stay as a mini bag for holding minis. Get it? The Go Bag Neo does dodge bullets, by the way, Malev.
That's awesome.
Paint liquor, I know where you live.
Oh my
Rat
gosh.
bastard.
You're getting in trouble today, Paint Liquor.
Rat bastage. Rat bastard.
What is Magnet ready?
So the $24.99 question, is there a price point for these yet? And is it $24.99? The Mini, we're looking at having be in that $30 to $40 range for the Mini case. The Go Bag Neo should hit the sub 100, I don't know where yet, in the $80 to $100 range, depending on final additions and subtractions we have to make to it. And then the cup holder, accessory holder, Molly pouch is like $20. $17.99 or something like that. The goal with the new half-size Go Bag and the Mini case are to have them be, if you bought them together, be about between $100 and $120. Will you take $5 for everything? Asked Big Bob. No, but a case of chocolate milk might get you further.
Dang. I mean, he's not wrong. We are fans of chocolate milk around here.
I was at training all day yesterday.
Without your chocolate milk?
Although I did go home, and traffic was a beast, so I didn't get home until nearly 4. But I did lay on the bed with the dog. When you got home, I think I was laying on the bed with the dog. I got a headache. You'll give me 10 denarii? That's not even a real word. Your bag's so full, so these are mandatory. You buy a second bag. That's 200 and some odd paints, though. 202. 206. It's Roman money. History's real. Just making stuff up. Just making stuff up. Yeah, so we've shown you, I mean, heck, we've shown you a lot. We showed them tools.
Yep.
On Monday. Yeah. Right? We previewed some new tools that we have coming out to you guys on Monday, and then the new bag stuff.
I showed off fluorescence yesterday.
Fluorescence we've been showing you. I used some of the fluorescent orange for Asmodan's eyes the other day. Jordan's been using the green and the pink, and yeah.
Or the pink, yeah.
Love that pink.
It's real good.
Roman banks are hard to come by for exchange. Yeah, that's why he's making words up.
Rancid vomit. I don't even take my paints places, but I want the Transformer bags. Gentlemen Paints, good day to you.
Why, thank you.
Well, hello and good day to you, sir.
Big Bob's like, careful now. We'll get a case of chocolate milk. So Jen found chocolate milk that is identical to what you got.
I mean, I knew it existed, and I didn't know that it was the same as what you had. It's very good. But I saw when I went to the store the other day, and he had talked about all the chocolate milk from Big Bob. And I was like, well, maybe it's kind of similar to the dairy milk locally that we can get. And sure enough.
Yeah, maybe so. Any plans to consider a magnetic tray insert for the Go Bag Mini? Not at this point. We could work with a partner who wanted to do that, probably. I would feel like somebody would make an insert tray that, 3D printable tray insert for it. The guys at Black Site Studios are making an insert for the Go Bag, the big Go Bag, that will hold miniatures. It's not magnetic. Well, I guess it could be, but it uses like a rubber band system to hold bases down. It's actually really cool. So there's a lot of people out there that are already working on solutions like that. We don't feel like we need to offer everything. I do not like magnetized bases because it breaks models' ankles. And so I just have never used them. So it's not something I put a lot of effort into. Doesn't mean that it might not happen. It has the pluck foam can come out of the Mini. So there's no reason why there couldn't be some sort of 3D printed frame that goes in there that holds models in a different way. But a lot of that, we leave that creativity up to the creator crowd, the maker space, as it were.
ETA on the fluorescence?
Hopefully by Black Friday.
Heyo.
Paint liquor, like it breaks ankles when you move the model? Yes. Yeah, a lot of models that we use in the hobby have got some of their thinnest contact points at the ankles and where the model connects to the base. And so if you put a lot of magnets on a base and you go and try to pick it up from the model as opposed to grabbing the rim of the base, you can bust the model off the base. And I've had it just happen way too many times, so I hate magnets. I hate them. I like magnets for assembling various parts of the model together. You won't catch me magnetizing bases. The dry time is tough. Our fluorescents dry really quick. They act just like our normal paints. And just over a base coat of white and transparent white, and you're done. Like, all you need to do is take the color you want and put it over white or transparent white, and done. Finished. Done.
Yeah, that's what I did with the...
Omicron, what's going on?
The not Ring Wraith.
Oh, the Nurdle guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the fluorescents are really nice.
Excited for everybody to get their hands on them.
It's been one of the big things people have been grinding on us for years. When are you going to come out with fluorescents? We're like, well, the transparents over white paint look great. But a lot of people want that little bit of extra punch that a fluorescent can give you. So there you go. We're doing it.
Batsnat has a dilemma.
Yeah.
Said my Evo is full. Do I get a Neo and when more paints are released, get another Evo? Or get the second Evo now and take one of the trays out for the Mini so when more paints are released, I'm ready for them?
I feel like that's a really good, making it semi-modular. I'm not going to say it's 100% modular because the Neo and the Evo don't like mate together. But the modularity of everything else allows you a lot of options there. And that was really my goal, was to say, hey, if you already have an Evo bag and, you're going to grow and you travel and use the bag in a way that you're going to want to carry more paints as the paint lines that you use grow, whether it's Pro Acryl or whomever else, then at that point in time, having 2 Evo bags is always the best solution. And that's why we made the Mini fit inside the Evo bag, because you could have one Evo bag that just carries all your minis, along with tools and whatever else, or half paints, half minis. Jordan and I, when we travel, we check our paints in our check-on luggage, and then put the minis in the Evo to carry on.
Just to make sure we don't have trouble with security.
And it works like a champ. And this just is going to make that totally easier, because now you can just take the Mini and have it already pre-prepped with all the models you want to take and throw it inside the Evo instantaneously. It already has the protection you need, so you can tilt the bag however you want. Your miniatures aren't going to fall. And
Big Bob, it only fits one tray, one paint tray. So no. Bitman, the Dark Bite, when do we get tartan paint? Quarter 3 of 2053? No, 2073.
Yeah, 73.
2073.
Yeah, that's on our list. It's on
our roadmap.
Our roadmap goes out quite a ways.
Yeah.
$2073, huh? Yep. That means I would be 80.
I'll be gone, so I don't care if it happens or not at that point.
The ripe young age of 80.
I figure the technology will exist by that point, so.
Jen's hedging her bets. We're not going to be here to see it. She's promising it.
Or will there? I mean, that's another good point, too. There won't be civilization in 2073. Oh. Maybe it will. And it will have, yeah, plaid paint.
Plaid paint.
When are we getting this subtractive wash medium?
We have to do some figuring on bottling for it. We're having a conundrum right now on how to bottle it. Part of me wants to just put it in 22 ml bottles and have it be easy and we can release it quick. If we have to put it in anything bigger than that, it's going to take us a minute to figure all that out. We've got a little sciencing to do, packaging-wise. But it could very well hit, in that same kind of end-of-year time frame this year.
Yeah, set yourself a calendar reminder.
funnel might help for what?
Putting it in the bottles, I think, because you'd said something like we don't know how
No,
we're
we
gonna
have
bottle it.
machinery for that. That's not the problem. Problem is picking the
It's,
right size
Omicron,
bottle
it's
to
the
put
not an oil wash, not an oil wash, not really an oil wash, something like that. We haven't worked out the name yet.
Yeah, we also have to name it. We really
Well,
like the I can't
Zeno,
believe it's not oil wash.
You're gonna have to knead it a little longer.
It is coming though. We're very satisfied with it.
It's freaking awesome.
A little bit more testing.
I'd use it on these guys.
Omicron wants to know if it flows like oil wash or just looks like oil.
Have you not been here for the
demo?
The demos?
I'm guessing not.
So it's a thicker material, not super thick. We reduced the viscosity, so I can show you. Where's the? So this is it in the medium state, right?
You want to get a
Just with a dry brush, right? It's like a thin. I don't know. I mean, it's like our paint. To be honest with you, maybe a little bit thicker version of our paint, right? It's not gloopy or anything. It's not like white glue or anything like that. And then you just mix whatever color you want in with it. In this case, I used warm brown. I mixed warm brown in with it, and I put it over the top of a model that I painted exactly like this, just with green and bright yellow green through the airbrush. And then I just took it off with a sponge and then dry brushed it real quick with pale yellow, I think. And I mean, we did this in 15 minutes. 20 minutes. It's a dream product because it's an acrylic. It's a water-based, non-toxic acrylic that uses no solvents other than the water. Water is technically the solvent in the paint, but it used no harsh chemical solvents at all. And it has an open time of upwards of 10 to 15 minutes. So you can put it on your model and work with it dry, meaning that I can just take a dry makeup sponge, right? No water on the makeup sponge or anything, just a makeup sponge. And I can, this is the one I used obviously on this guy. And you can take it off and move it around for a long time. So it's almost like you dip your model in it and then you take it off, right? You can thin it. The more you thin it, the less open time you get, right? So, but it'll still work. So you can make it a little runnier for pin washing where you don't need the severe open time. And you could pin wash all of these if you didn't want to filter the color over the green, right? You could pin wash into all those cracks and then just use the brush to, you know, or the sponge to get the stuff that got on the surface off like you would with normal oil washes. So it works great for that. You can thin it for that. But you can just splotch it on there. And I covered this whole guy up. He looked like the mud monster. And then I just wiped it all off with a couple of makeup sponges. And got this. Boom. Instantaneous. Awesome. Babe, can you hit you see the on air, the 4 on air buttons? On the ATEM software panel? See across the middle top, on air?
Yeah.
Can you hit the one on the far left? The first on air button? That one. Right? If we go in on super zoom, you can see how it just gave you a really good messy stain. There you go. You can hit that and turn it off. And you can go back to two-pane review. Yep, perfect.
Law Dog said, my concern is that it appears to require a lot of it, and a 22 ml bottle is going to go wicked fast, or at least the way you globbed it on.
Yeah. you don't have to put it on as thick as I did. I do that for testing. Because as part of my mental kind of process for how I test it, I always go for the worst case. People just glom it on. If you glom it on, does it give you more filtering and harder to take off than if you put on a little and take it off? And then we'll do vice versa. So the point of that was not that that's how you have to use it. I was just when I did it, I said, I'm overdoing it. I'm just going to throw it at the model. But you can use it a lot more specifically. But it is a product that you'll use a lot of. So we will most likely put it in the taller 120 ml bottles, like the varnishes. Right?
Xenophonetic said, are any of the new tools great at cleaning sprue connection spots? Like our scraper, right?
I mean, we have our seam scraper and our knife.
Yeah, both of those work really, really well.
That's all I would ever use is a knife and the seam scraper. We already have those. Although our new clippers are badass. The new clippers give a really nice, super flush join that can get into very tight spots. It's a lot narrower this way, a lot narrower this way than our old clippers. So those will cut the sprue point a lot more flush to start with, but then you just use the knife and the scraper to clean it up.
Monday, day 3. That's
Monday,
no good.
day 3. What?
That's what Tim said.
Yeah, and Revikara, if what you're talking about is the not an oil wash, part of my thinking there, first line of thinking is I wanted something non-toxic, right? Because with the amount of people that love oil washes, the fact that you have to be using mineral spirits or other wickedly bad materials, turpentine, to clean it up, I'm not a fan of that, because we're trying to bring people in through non-toxic acrylics into the painting world, and younger kids aren't going to have an opportunity to really mess around with that kind of painting if we didn't make it non-toxic. That was the first hurdle to get over. We did that. Then it was working on, that open time, making it feel like it wanted to, filtering like we want it to, stay in the recesses like we want it to. But then the big thing for me was that now you've got a paint that is literally like all the other acrylic you put on your model. It doesn't move if you paint over the top of it. If you do an oil wash on your model, you now have to varnish that model and seal it completely before you do anything else, if you want to add glazes or anything else. So it makes the oil wash be the final thing you do to a model in a lot of cases, because you'll always be able to move that oil wash or that filter around if you don't. So a lot of people will do dot filters and then varnish and then do whatever light dry brushing they need to do at the end or whatever else. Here with this, you can miss that whole step. Once it's done, it's ready to be painted over. You can glaze over it super thin, use a lot of water over the top of it, doesn't care. You do whatever you want to. Once it's dry, it's dry. It's just like all your other acrylic paint. It just takes a lot longer to get there. So it's going to take you 10 or 15 minutes after you put it on to be able to handle it, but still a lot better than most of your oil wash stuff. And now you don't have that other step of having to seal it or, be careful around it and how you handle it. Nah, just handle the bottle. Handle the model and go to town. It's awesome.
So, our knife is about as safety as you could get, because it retracts.
Yeah.
And it's flat, so it doesn't roll around. And Despon, I don't want to get a cease and desist. I don't think that they'll like that.
Well, yeah, Despon, and I've done some actual research on that, believe it or not, from a legal perspective, and there are multiple companies that use the I can't believe it's not.
Oh, really?
There's the I can't believe it's not butter.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it's not, oh God, there's a makeup one. There's a bunch of them, which shows me that language isn't trademarkable.
Oh, okay.
The logo associated with it can be trademarkable, but if we go, I can't believe it's not oil wash, it'll hold. So we may just do that. We were thinking of that as the byline anyway. When we come up, we have a cool name that we like. We're gonna go ahead and run it through a filter and see if it sticks. It's just a fun name, and then it would be I can't believe it's not oil wash as kind of a subheader,
like we do with some of our other paints.
Yeah,
like our paint. Yeah.
Doing oil washes is such a task for everything not related to applying it. Exactly, Xenobon. That's what I was really trying to take away, because I love oil washes too for my days in scale modeling. But even in scale modeling, I would find every other way to do it that didn't include using an oil wash. Acrylic washes and thinning down paints with our glazed wash medium and doing pin washes with that is great. It just doesn't give you the pigment intensity because you're having to thin the paint so low that you reduce the opacity along the way. Whereas thinning out an oil paint that is almost pure pigment with a little bit of white spirit makes it flow, and the fact that you can wipe off the excess means that you can dot it around those panel lines as much as you want and then take it away. Acrylics obviously up until now have not been able to do that. We have the solution. So now all of a sudden you'll be able to get a lot of pigmentation in there. You can basically just paint the panel lines willy-nilly instead of having to go in and capillary action, hit it and wait for it to run through the line. You can now just take some of your not an oil wash and you can just paint it in the lines like you would at the beginning of a tank or an airplane project, where you take an airbrush and just kind of roughly go through the panel lines and then you paint over the top of that. Now you just paint it and wipe off the stuff that sits on the top, and it only leaves the paint down in the recesses. So now you can control how dark you want that panel line to be instantaneously with acrylic paint and never have to worry about it. So.
Synthetic oil wash. That's funny.
Well, they're synthetic oil paints, so don't get that doesn't work.
Oh.
That's, I mean, all the oil paints are synthetic pigment, so I don't know that would be a weird one for artists. You'll be disappointed. Yeah, I think everybody's going to really like it once they get their hands on it.
It is the most amazing thing ever.
You said that about the fluorescence, though, so you got to be careful.
They are more amazing than the fluorescence.
We make cool stuff.
Yeah. We make cool stuff. Buy it. So we can make more cool stuff that I guess then you want to buy too. I don't know if this is a bad thing.
People's wallets hate us.
Well, it's a good thing that the people hate us then. Or, I'm sorry, the people love us. Excuse me. That's not what
hopefully
I
the people don't hate us.
No, people love us.
Well, and we love the people here, so should we give... Well, Morning Tide, I was just about to say, get ready.
Wait, is Jen about to say...
You're going to see him. You're going to see him this week.
Oh! Are you saying you want to give people a heads up?
Yes. For sure. Always in chat and in Discord.
So why don't you do the lovely announcing?
Well, I was answering Morning Tide saying I'm ready to buy all the brushes, and I said this week. We'll be able to get them. Some. Not all of them. We won't have all the sizes. But we do have... we will have some.
But what Jen is leaving out is that we will be announcing tomorrow on social media and in Discord about the Friday restock. We're putting all of the brushes into stock on Friday at 9 a.m. our office time here Pacific. So
there are a limited amount of synthetic sets.
Yeah.
A limited amount of weapon rack sets, and Uncle Adam's.
So if you're
lots of sable sets, if you're in the market for sable sets.
The,
but we do expect, even though we say a lot, we expect them to go very quickly. So don't wait.
We are doing something different this time. We are not sending out our huge broadcast email. We are just allowing you guys here and on Discord. And those who have signed up for restock alerts.
Restock alerts and social media.
And yeah, we'll announce on social media.
Yeah.
But that'll be the only we won't do the big customer blast that we normally do, because we want to give everybody that had so much disappointment with the fact that they sold out in 4.5 hours last time, a couple months back, to get their hands on them through the restock alerts. So we're going to let the restock alerts and you guys just knowing it's happening because you're here and on Discord, to get first dibs over the weekend, and then we'll do the big blast on Monday. So.
Revicara, be ready for that on Friday morning because we don't have very many of them.
Yeah, if you want a number 6, you need to act fast. There will be more towards the
more
end
coming.
of September, October on number 6s and X10s.
More back in stock then. Yep.
The smallest brush we make and the biggest brush we make are not in this current production restock.
Yeah.
So just be aware that that's what's going to make synthetics hard to come by. So if you're waiting on 6s, get ready 9 a.m. Friday morning.
Because you're going to need to get them.
Yep.
Be fast.
Well, and actually, I think they're available right now. So
yeah, 6s may be on the store right now.
They may have gone out because there were only a few last week when I was checking, or maybe that was when I was here over the weekend. I was looking, and there were still a few in stock as of that point, but they may be gone because there were very, very few. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Morningtide said the Pro Synthetics, those never went out. But there won't be many.
There won't be enough for us to make a lot of synthetic sets.
Correct.
Between those and the X10s, we're just about out. And then you'll have to resort to the bundle pricing.
Yep.
Build your own bundle for anything that goes out. Like you can go to the site, build your own paintbrush bundle by putting 4 or more in your cart, and you get the same set pricing, just like we do with our paints. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. That's a thing, but you can order paintbrush singles and not have to go with just what's in the set. If you only paint with number 2s and number 4s, you can order 2 number 2s and 2 number 4s, and you get the set price.
Yeah.
So you're not wasting money and still getting exactly what you need. So just be prepped with that. If a particular set you're looking for goes out of stock real quick, immediately go look at singles.
So, geez, 5,000 got some Pro Synthetics from Herrick Games. Yeah, a lot of the stores will have brushes in stock that we haven't had since June, probably, right? It was June when we restocked?
June or July.
Yeah, because they ordered them, and they still have some available from
a
when
lot
they
of
bought
stores
them in
know
June.
exactly how our brushes work.
Yep.
They've been here long enough. Herrick's been around with us for a long time. And Sky orders a lot of brushes when he sees them hit stock.
Yep.
He's good. He preps. He's a brush prepper.
Throwing a brown wash over this metallic armor.
Yeah, if you've been wanting brushes, don't squander Friday. We felt bad that a lot of the people that signed up for restock alerts didn't get the restock alert until they were home from work, and all the brushes were gone.
Yep, because it was that fast.
Yeah, I mean, they sold out while we were on stream that day. I think that was a Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like a Monday that we...
Feels like it, yeah.
Can't remember if it was you, Jen, or if it was Gabe who walked into my office and you were like,
I think it was Jen.
Our brushes are pretty much sold out.
Because we didn't have the production booth set up yet.
Right.
I think she walked in and she goes, just to let you know.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about brushes. She came in and
Yeah,
said,
I'm like,
just
no.
FYI,
They're gone.
most of them are gone.
They're gone.
And we're like, we just put them in stock. 4.5 hours later.
Here Asylum said, random aside, and I may have said this in a stream before, I just don't remember, but I really appreciate the little thank you on the packing slip-on orders from you guys. We are
appreciate
glad
you.
that we like it when people
That thank you is
people
legit.
recognize that.
you guys keep us alive. So
What you snacking on over there?
I got almonds.
Almonds.
9
9 a.m. Pacific. Yes, we do everything on Pacific time here, even though we're not always in Pacific time.
Yeah, and I usually give us an hour to get in the office and get, because we start at 8, but I give us an hour to get going, make sure all the system stuff is right. check and double check, and then it'll go live at 9. Be watching, because that means that they start going live at like 8:45.
Yeah, it'll
honestly
probably be a little bit before then.
Singles will start going live first because of the way that we build our sets in the system, except for the Uncle Adam and the Sam Lynn's.
Right.
If you're looking for Uncle Adam or Sam Lynn sets, I would look closer to 8:45.
Yeah.
We're not going to say that on social media. So that's for you guys and on Discord, because we start putting in singles and those 2 sets at the very beginning, because then the system automatically makes sets out of all the singles. So we have to put all the singles in first, and then sets lag a little bit. So if you noticed, when we released the signature series for Matt and Ben and for John and Vince, or when we release any new sets, you'll see the singles start showing up in the store first, and the sets will lag depending on how long the system takes to collate them into sets. Pacific. Poodles with Guns.
Pacific. Always
Pacific US.
Yep.
We're in Arizona, but we're Pacific time right now.
Tiny
they call
Clans,
it Mountain Standard, but nobody knows what that is. So it's Pacific.
We always just say Pacific. Tiny Clan said, what are the main colors of the model on the left? Looks like the perfect color scheme for my Harbinger of Decay.
Yeah,
Harbinger of Decay.
Harbinger of Decay.
Yeah, I am painting him in kind of nerdly colors, although what you see as bright green right now is turning into gold armor. I'm just doing it all through greens. But he was black primer, and then I used our dark flesh color from the bottom up to give him kind of a reddish undertone in the shadows. And then I used the dark yellow green. Must be out here. Yeah, dark yellow green from the top, but I did a zenithal highlight, so I sprayed white on him. So it's black primer, white zenithal, then dark flesh up from the bottom, and dark yellow green down from the top. And the dark yellow green, when it sits on top of that white, gives you this kind of color that you're seeing here. But then as you go down into the shadows, it starts blending in with all the other colors and gives you a really dirty green that you can see between the muscle groups and things like that. And then I just went back over with all the flesh tones, starting with the new advanced flesh from Ben's set.
Morning Tide, we'll get to your question in just a sec.
Right. So advanced flesh, and then a little bit of shadow flesh. Right. And then warm flesh, dark warm flesh, which I don't have up here. Where is it? Where is it?
Under.
Gentleman Paints, you gotta talk to Kenny about that.
Here, you can show this one.
No. And then dark warm flesh. So, pretty easy. And all just big, spoopy paint strokes.
Okay, Morning Tide said, so taking price out of it, why would I maybe want to use a synthetic versus a sable in my daily use?
Well, funny enough, I mean, our synthetics aren't that much cheaper than sables.
Mm-hmm.
The easiest way that I describe it to people is based on your hand weight. And that's going to sound funny if you don't, so let me define what hand weight means. If when you paint, you find the brush bending and flexing like this, then you have a heavier hand, right? So when I paint, when Jordan paints, you'll see a lot of times it looks like this. Like, look at Jordan's brush right now, even as he's base coating. No pressure, Jordan. Right? We paint a lot with the side of the brush, right, as opposed to tip on. And by doing so, we don't get as much flex. Like, even when you're base coating, you know, the paintbrush doesn't do this, right? So if you watch yourself paint, and if you're loading a lot of paint on, and when you're doing it, stop yourself mid-stroke, and if your brush is, you know, flexing like this, then you probably have a little bit of a heavier hand. Now, I do that with some, like, when I'm sketching, you know, and doing really heavy textures, I'll do that. But generally, I'm doing very light brush strokes. You can still deliver a lot of paint with a light brush stroke, but it keeps the brush from flexing. And so any brush works well for me. But synthetics, if you have a heavier hand, if you're doing this, the tip will start to splay. Now, this is a dry brush, so it's not going to hold the tip anyway. But just to kind of dramatize what I'm talking about. If this brush were wet and held a pretty good point, and you go and you want to press hard and keep that same line going, you'll notice that the synthetic, being a little bit stiffer, starts to spread and flatten out at the tip under pressure. Whereas a sable will hold that point a little bit better for longer under pressure because it's more flexible, right? It's something that you might hear the term snap. And a lot of people say, I love sables because they have great snap. Well, synthetics have great snap. Sables don't, right? Sables are soft, and they wind up, after you've painted with them in the same direction, they might start to hook. And then you have to, twist them on your hand or on the palette to straighten them out again, because they will hold their shape. They're so soft. Whereas a synthetic will always snap back to being straight again. But also the thing that comes along with that is the harder of a hand you have, and the more you bend those bristles over, a synthetic might form a hook at the tip over time. So that's what a lot of people consider to be the downfall of synthetics.
Still usable.
I paint 100% of my models with synthetics. I don't use sables except when I'm showing people our sable brushes versus our synthetics. I like the feel of a heavier snap on the synthetics because I do a lot of texturing, and I want that brush to snap back to perfectly straight after every little texture I make, so that the next texture line is exactly like the last texture line. If I do that with sables and the brush starts to slightly curve, then as I start going, my texture lines start getting thicker and thicker because of the curve of the brush. So I just prefer the synthetics. But it's a personal choice. There is no right or wrong, but if you're going to use a good synthetic, they are going to cost you similar, not as much right now in the marketplace, as a good sable. Our number 2 is maybe $3 less in synthetic than our sable, I think. Somebody would have to check my math on that. It might be $4, but it's not much. Like in the old days, it used to be like 50 cents to buy you a number 2 synthetic brush, and then, $20 to buy you that same number 2 in a sable, So synthetic keeps getting better and better and better because industries outside of art are making lighter weight, more sturdy synthetic fibers. The largest is like camping and sportswear and rugged outdoor wear. They do amazing things with all sorts of polyurethanes and nylons and the like, basically plastics. So that they get finer weaves that hold their shape and bounce back and don't distort and have great strength and all of that. So we benefit from all of that.
It's about $4 difference between the
about $4 difference. That's what I was thinking.
Synthetic and the sable.
That's really not too bad.
Wad Tomato wants to know if there's any update on the matte varnish. Got a gift card burning a hole in his pocket.
All right, Wad Tomatom.
Soon. Very soon.
You got the
we got the formula right. We just have to do a little bit more testing. We wound up nearly doubling the matte.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so it has now, I mean, the thing is before we weren't quite as matte as our paint matte finish on like the mattest of our matte paints. Yeah. Now we are as matte as the mattest of our matte paint. So I think it's better overall that happened. I was wavering on do we want it to be ultra matte? Because that can be a problem for some people, blah, blah, blah. But no, we just went it. Morning Tide, no problem. Great question. We like talking about brushes a lot because it really is, the tool has to be comfortable for the artist. There's not a way for me to tell you what brush is right for you. I can just kind of guide you to say, hey, how you paint might help direct you to a brush that feels very good for you. But if you don't like spending a lot on a particular brush, you can adjust your style of painting, your technique, to make any brush work well for you. I had to learn that, right? I had to learn to have a lighter touch when painting because I didn't have money for brushes when I was a kid. And the cheap brushes would just fray out instantaneously. Part of that was me, washing them in mineral spirits all the time because I thought that's what you had to do with acrylics and everything. It doesn't work. And fraying your brush and treating it poorly and stomping on it and leaving it out all the time. So just taking care of your brush makes all brushes better. Jen's Goop is fantastic for that because it cleans and conditions, all the brushes. But the real value is learning how you apply the paint, how much pressure you apply with the brush, and all of that. And you'll get a feel for each brush, but you can adjust as you need to fit the kind of brush you want to buy. If you want to buy 10 packs of super cheap brushes at Walmart, you can adjust your style to make those brushes work a lot better for you. They're never going to be as good as a great brush, but they can get you by. Ludicrous Matt. Omicron, what's the mattest paint that we make? Coal black, burnt red, the umbers are the ones that tend to see it. The darker paints, a lot of times, except for like dark purple, dark blue, they have a little bit more sheen because of the pigments in them. Not all pigments relate the same way to a matte finish, and giving you more info than you probably want, you'll find that there's not a consistent matte. It's very similar, right? But if you were to put them under a reflection meter, like a light meter, you'd find that they're not all identical. Some pigments are just more shiny than others, and in order to dull them down, the amount of matte you would have to use would make your paint break and freeze and not survive freeze-thaw testing. So,
Rancid vomit, that's because it's not food.
You dying over there?
It's really hot in here.
It is hot in here today. It's just the humidity. It's not really any hotter than normal.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, I'm pretty toasty right now.
LT.
I was working when you came by the table, LT. You shush.
You were?
You shush. You shush.
Have you ever met LT in person before this? After all these years?
LT, didn't we meet at an Adepticon? Didn't you come to Adepticon once? Maybe not.
I was hot and bothered earlier, Paint Liquor. Hot and bothered. We had a nice...
Just Nova, first time. Okay.
We had a nice, good talk about the new product that came in today.
Mm-hmm.
Good, very productive.
Yes. We've shown all the fun things today.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that joined late, we showed off the Go Bag Mini, the miniature carrying case. Right?
Do you want me to go back to...
No, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to open it up. They should have been here on time.
They should have been here.
Should have been here.
Should have been here on time.
Y'all missing out.
And then the Go Bag Neo, it is the same kind of general form factor as the Evo, our big Go Bag, but it harkens back to the smaller size of the original Go Bag. So it holds 48 paints, pocket on the back for all sorts of stuff, and the mini case adheres to this along the Velcro side straps. It gives it a hug. And then also our drink and accessory holder that goes on the Molly webbing on the back. So you weave that in there a la standard Molly.
Exactly. You'll get the full preview if you watch the VOD, which will be on YouTube soon.
Like tomorrow. Or
Tomorrow?
something. They usually get them done.
Gabe posts them up the next day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Despon, I think he kind of was talking like about that's really going to depend on, a regular synthetic is, what does that mean?
I mean, like, I've been using this number 2 for a long time, and
it literally is the only type of brush Jason uses, and he does not, we haven't had them in stock for him to be able to replenish his supply. The brushes he uses are the ones that he's used for months.
For a long time.
Months and months, probably.
My 6 is blunting a little bit because with the big brushes I do a lot of pounding paint on. Let's blunt it a little bit. I got a number 4 over here. Oh no, that's another number 6. I got a number 4 over here that's still running really good. So.
And what would you consider a regular synthetic death spawn?
A regular what?
He said, do your synthetics hold a point longer than a regular synthetic? And I'm just wondering what he would consider a regular synthetic, because that's a difficult question to answer.
Ours are much sturdier than normal nylons or simple poly, blended synthetic brushes. Good God, this brush is dirty. So yeah, I mean, they will hold a point longer if you
care for them.
Care for them? I don't know. I always hate saying that because I don't ever wash my brushes. Well, I get good life out of them.
Care is more than just.
So one of the biggest things for synthetics, and I talk about this all the time, is my painting technique, my brush control technique, if you will. And I don't know that these things really have names. You can see the not an oil wash.
Yeah.
The little sheen on my hand here. The thing with my brush technique is that I talk about the chisel shape all the time. I'll get the brush to a point, but then as I'm going and taking the paint off on my thumb palette, a lot of what I'm doing is creating this chisel shape. So I flatten the brush out this way. See how now it doesn't look like it has as good a point anymore? But look at it this way, right? I have a knife's edge this way. It's just a little wider this way. I call that the chisel, because that's the shape of a chisel, right? And so I will take rather than spinning it, to a point a lot of times, unless I'm doing really fine detailing, right? Then I'll spin it to a point. But under normal circumstances, I just do this. And then I go over to the model, right? And so now the brush is flattened out on one side, but I have this amazing tip this way, sharper than the brush will ever get otherwise, right? That's one of the things, is no brush will hold that point, right? It'll be somewhere between that and that. But I've made it to where not all of the hairs have to touch the model at the same time. And so then I'll basically paint with that chisel edge to get a very fine line if I need it, right? Or to do whatever textures I need. And as you do that, it naturally starts to form that chisel shape this way, because whichever way you apply pressure will start to flatten out the brush. So I'm just going to be dramatic about it and press harder here. But imagine I paint with that sharp edge for a couple times. Then when I visually see it widening out, my brush is now like this. And then you rotate it 90 degrees and look, boom, super sharp tip again. So I'm always tipping my brush, sharpening my brush tip by just naturally painting the way that I do. And when you get used to it, and you don't have to wait for it. I'm being dramatic and flattening it out a lot like that. But you can imagine, like, as I turn to the sharp point, like this, right? Keep like that, right? Then after I do a few strokes, that started to flatten out. So then I can rotate it again 90 degrees. And that's why I'm rotating it 90 degrees all the time, because I'm chasing the sharp edge of the brush. But by doing that, the natural response of the brush is that it's never learning one direction to bend. It's bending in every direction because I'm constantly rotating the brush, chasing the sharpness. And so by doing that, right? And believe it or not, I learned that with pencils. Because when you sketch with pencil, it flattens out the pencil. And so you had to rotate the pencil to get the sharp edge back. Otherwise, your lines got really blunt. And if you remember, like old, was it a 2H? 2B, 2H?
That sounds right.
2H.
2H.
I think the 2H is like the semi-hard that you would, and I draw with those because that was my school pencil, but if you were doing shading with it, it flattened out on one edge.
Yep.
And I learned very quickly that if you rotate it, you get the sharp edge back and you can draw again, but then that would blunt, and you're chasing the sharp edge around. And do the same thing with your brush, even though it's not whittling away as you're doing it like a pencil does. Same concept. Chase that sharp edge, and that means you're always rotating your brush, and no matter if it's a sable or a synthetic, you'll always keep the brush in better shape by doing so. A lot of painters do it not knowing they're doing that. By recognizing it and training yourself to chase the sharpness, now you won't get as frustrated with, oh, my line's not. You go back over, you clean your brush out, get more paint, wick more paint into it, twist it again, do all that stuff. You can paint a lot longer with one brush load of paint by chasing the sharp edge, and you'll still have it be good. And then you'll know you're out of paint when you're out of paint. You go back and clean it out and do it again. So,
Katerina, thank you for that resub.
Thank you for the resub.
You can go back to Two Painter so you can see what he's doing.
El Noveno Reno said, I still have the brush I bought with you from July of 2022, and that point is sharp and perfect.
Awesome.
Bitman, the Dark Bite, I've been painting for 36 years. I mainly use Klinsky Sable Series 7 Winsor Newton. Pro Synthetics are top tier, better than Winsor Newton Cotman. My go-to everyday brushes now, and I've been using the same set since they released. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I have used the Cotman. I had a Winsor Newton synthetic that I had for over 20 years, and it was a number 2, and it was one of my favorite brushes. And when it finally kind of crapped the bed and was unusable, it blunted to a point to where I couldn't really. You can't chase the sharp edge if it's just so blunt, because it either gets super wide and isn't functional anymore. So it became relegated to a base coat and other brushes, and it's since disappeared years and years ago. But that was, when that happened, it was part of the catalyst for us developing our own synthetics. We had made sable brushes, and our sable brushes I'd put up against anybody's. But with synthetics, I was very afraid, because I was still using sables all the time. And I'd use synthetics for metallics and base coating where I was going really hard in the paint. And then I was like, okay, but sable's getting harder and harder to find of any good quality. The animals are stressed, they're over-trapped. China just barrels through the hair. They don't even care. And they're mixing poor quality with good quality because it extends. It's like You know, I always tell the joke. It's like when you watch the movies and the drug dealer gets beat up for cutting the drugs with baking soda or whatever it is, right? That's what they're doing with sable hairs now. They're cutting it with other animal hair so that the sable extends more, so that they can charge more for the sable. So there's all sorts of nefarious things going on in the world of hair for brushes. Not all of it's bad. There's good sable to be found. Don't worry. But it makes it tougher as a manufacturer to feel like the quality of product will stay and grow to a better quality over time anymore. It feels like we've kind of plateaued. So we started looking at synthetics and better ways to make synthetics that I wanted to paint with that would last. And now I only paint with our synthetics. Our Pro Synthetics is all about every model you've seen me paint, whether it's, you know, the little owl to the biggest, you know, display model. Everything I paint with our synthetics, pretty much only, you know. And so I stand behind them with everything. But, like I said, you have to learn how to use the tools that you use. They don't just magically put paint on the model for you in a way that you're going to like. And if you get one, and no matter what I say, if you get it and don't like it, then don't stick with it. Stick with what you know and what gets the project done, because that's the best tool.
Poodles, that's Jordan.
Hi.
He worked for Privateer Press. Yep.
I did. I've been around
Poodles
for a little bit.
Loved his work when he worked for a previous company. Your work and VODs have been a huge help to me.
Well, thank you.
That's
That's so kind of you to say.
I guess we'll keep him.
Boy, I was about ready to ditch him until this poodle guy showed up.
Oh man,
Poodle, you owe poodles like a $20 bill.
Can we swap it for a
big fat
Twinkie?
A Twinkie.
A Twinkie?
We got Twinkies.
Yeah, we do have Twinkies.
We do have Twinkies.
LT says keep him. Are you sure it's even possible to get rid of him? No.
No, probably not.
No, he lives like literally 30 feet from the building.
I do.
So. Poodles is like, you need my Venmo?
Yeah, Jason will take care of it for you. Because he's such a good guy.
Big Bob says, you're not supposed to eat pencils? Boy, this has just been a rough day for you, Bob. He lives in a van down by the river. In a cardboard box. No, there's an awesome apartment complex. It's literally like you can throw a rock and hit it out our back door.
Yeah, I think Jacob's going to try and get an apartment there next year. Yeah.
It would be great for him because it's super close to and really close to Samurai and all that. Just a good location.
Yeah. It's a great location. And the apartment complex is good.
Yeah.
It's pretty clean. You get a parking garage. Yeah, pools.
Sometimes the gate works.
Sometimes the gate works. But we don't really have like vandalism or anything that I've been able to hear about.
Morning Tide. War Machine, yeah. Jordan's painted his share of War Machine.
Oh my goodness, have I painted? Let me tell you about some War Machine I've painted. All right? It's a lot. In fact, I think the first model I ever painted there for box art was... Yeah, it was a Protector at a Menoth model.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was also complicated as heck.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It was a dude on a horse. It was a dude on a horse. It's kind of like this, except bigger and bulkier because it was a War Machine.
It's 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
Yeah.
What the heck?
That's not possible.
Oh, no.
It's about the same value as what I got on there. That probably won't work. I probably got to go to golden brown.
I was hoping to be done with this by the end of the stream.
Yep, golden brown it is. All right, we'll pick up there.
It is only a 2-hour stream.
It's a short day.
It's a short day.
Is that a short joke?
Yes.
Zeno says it's 5 p.m.
Nope.
You time traveling East Coast
2.
people.
2 o'clock.
Yeah, you guys
Actually,
do weird things with
2:01.
the clocks.
Morning Tide says, dude, your art sold me. What, like on Protector to Menoth? That's crazy. The history there.
Funny to hear that.
The history there. Jordan is a good paint slinger.
I paint all right. Paint fast, though. That I will tell you.
Flapping your gums makes the time fly. I showed off new products.
Yeah, it's been a busy day. We can go longer if we want, but we have a 2:30 meeting.
Oh, that's right. We do have 2:30 to about fun things like financials.
Oh, I mean, that sounds like fun.
Grumble, grumble.
You don't like finance stuff?
I mean, that's a trick question. I like the outcome of the finance stuff.
That's fair.
I don't like doing it. I'm a painter. I don't know what any of the rest of this crap is. Poodles, thanks for the follow.
I like math. It's like math.
It is. You regret Wormhordes.
Somebody likes us.
I had a really good time with it. I was very disillusioned when they did the whole kill the world, start over thing. I get it. It's hard to take your business self and your consumer self and rationalize them together on that. But the new models are awesome. They gave us models at Gen Con, and I'm really stoked on the trolls. The 3D printing stuff that they're doing is pretty top notch.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
The only qualm I had is that they're going nuts because now they can 3D print all the doodads, so the models have way too many doodads on them.
Well, they had a lot before, so.
But now it's even worse, so that says something.
Yeah.
But, all right, gang, it is 2 p.m. We are closing down. Remember, we stream 5 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like today, we stream from noon to 2. It's our hobby lunch. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do 2 to 5, so we start at that later slot, go for a little bit longer, but it gives you 5 chances during the week to catch up with us. We'd love to see you back. If you came here via one of the raids, thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hit that follow button. And also one of the links that Jen has either put up or is about to put up.
I'm going to do it right now.
It's got the store where you can find all of the wonderful Pro Acryl products that we make. We are the manufacturers of this beautiful paint that everybody loves.
Bum, 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 bum.
It will change your life. Sunday.
Your life.
And definitely the Discord, where we've got thousands of awesome artists just like yourselves sitting around talking about paint and good times and life and all that stuff. It's a great community of people to get involved with that can help you out with all sorts of painting, regardless of your life with Monument Hobbies and Pro Acryl. Just a great community. So we'd love to see you over there. But stick around. We're going to find somebody to raid and show some love in the chat we wind up in. And then we would love to see you back here again tomorrow at the 2 p.m. slot. Have a wonderful evening.
We just got a raid from Dr. Rhino.
What? I was just saying you should raid Dr. Rhino.
I was going to raid Dr. Rhino, and he raided us
Dr.
first.
Rhino, we were going to raid you.
So you can't raid us, Dr. Rhino. We were about to raid you.
Yeah, now I got to find
Now we are in control of
now
the
it's
raid
Aaron.
power.
Now it's AC.
Now we got to go raid the guy that doesn't even speak proper English.
Isn't he English?
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you for the raid, but we are closing up shop, gang. If you're coming in on the Rhino raid, thank you so much. Sorry, we don't have much for you. I'm painting this.
We'll
be back. We'll be back to painting them again tomorrow to the House of Pro Acryl, but we would love to see you back here. Stick around for the raid. We're going to pass you on, and we will catch you on the flip side. Have a wonderful evening, guys. We're out of here.
Bye-bye.